Hello there, right, hopefully we're recording and ready to go. So this, it's like the other videos I've done lately, it's not really much of a synth demo. It's just showing this module that I'm selling online. It's Akai SG01V. It's their vintage module, so it's sort of packed with sounds from vintage synthesizers. I'm just going to control it from the Triton. All the controls work perfectly, and you can maybe see in some of the photographs I've taken it's slightly discoloured. But in fact it's maybe not coming out on this video how discoloured it is, but better to look at the photographs that I took. They're a true representation. I think the white balance in the camera is fixing the colours. But so I'm just going to show you it fully working and go through it a little bit. The Akai filters in action. Now, it's a while since I've used this. Let's see. So let's move on. So it's on select program. You haven't got a huge, amount of control from the front panel, but let's see. Yeah, these sound like pad sounds. So let's just go through some of the controls then. So if I press the... So it's got some, as it calls it, key parameter editing. So you've got shape, tone and special. So let's shape. I suppose that must relate to the envelope generator. Let's turn that up a bit. So that slows the attack down, and then I suppose this one, I see that can go to minus levels, so let's turn that down. That's the tone, so that was right to the filter. So the controls for that, and then special just relates to something different for each patch. I'm not sure what that's actually changed. Let's go back to shape and then quicken up the attack again. I suppose we can put that into minus values as well, so this would give an immediate attack, I suppose. In all honesty, I think this is maybe the best sounding Rumpler of all the ones that I've owned. I don't think, well, maybe that's a bit difficult to say, but it's a lovely sounding Rumpler for these sort of sounds. I think when I got it, I thought it would be a bit of a sort of a trance machine or something like that, but it's more genuine vintage stuff, more of a kind of Vince Clarke style thing. He'd probably quite like it. And then, oh, you've got a... So that works as a kind of shift control. So if I wanted to change the effects amount, I press those two together, I think. So that sounds got a bit of a kind of a choke to it for some reason. Maybe that's what the special control. Let's bring that back down. Oh no, it must be built into the patch in some way. So what was it? Oh yeah, so if I press those two together, that puts it onto FX level. Let's turn that up. Yeah, you can hear a bit of reverb on that one. I don't know if you have to use MIDI in some way to change the effects type. I think it's you'd have to look it up online, but I think it's got a reverb built in, and you can change the type of reverb. So let's just look at another patch. Oh, I don't want to get stuck using it too much because I want to get rid of it. Quiet patch there. So let's see what the parameters do then. So shape. Oh, I see. That's still on what it was set on before. So these are, but all of the patches you got. So you got 2 banks. You got 256 patches, but they're just starting points. Once you start editing the parameters, so it's really thousands of patches because, and also all of the patches seem to be edited so that they're useful in every octave, and there's always something a bit extra to get out of them in terms of, you know, say if it was a pad with a slow attack, when you bring up the attack, there's usually some interesting sounds to be had. But let's see, so tones are, so tones still turned down. Let's try, so let's turn back at 0. See what the special is on that. Special parameter, just turn that up. All beautifully programmed and very synth-centric, so you can hear with that one the velocity is controlling the filter, whereas sometimes on a Rompler, if you load up a vintage patch, excuse me, I've got to take another drink of water, but if you load up a vintage patch, the velocity might be linked to the amplitude, which isn't as synthy, but all these patches are very synthy. That's because I don't normally use it from the front panel. Let's turn special down. What that did, tones on 0, shapes on 0, but it's the effects level that's too high, so put those on, and the Triton that I'm using to control this has very sensitive aftertouch, and that's putting a bit of warble onto it. Obviously normally you're going to be controlling it from a MIDI sequencer. So wait a minute, select program that's on 21, so these should be a load of basses. I would love to get this set of sounds in some other formats I could use them on the computer. Let's go back a bit further, more into the digitals. Quick look at the drums. So that's a bit of a surprise for some, because the drums, they're not 808 and 909, they're more 80s pop, so more kind of like a Linn drum or that sort of thing. The module, it's a bit yellowed at the front, but it's all in perfect working order. All the controls work. The jacks are absolutely fine. It's very well constructed. It's a great sounding rompler for those sort of sounds. I don't think anything that I've owned was better, but it's a bit of a niche module, you know, and very good sounding. And I wish I could keep it, but I'm getting rid of the I'm getting rid of all my my hardware and just going 100% software, like most people.